New York, and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning. On Hot 97.
Ebro in the morning, Laura Styles, Rosenberg. Let's give it up for young Danny Garcia on the program, young legend. What's going on, man? Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on here.
Now, big fight this weekend, going down in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir. Barclays Center.
I would love to hear, your trajectory as a fighter, right? People just been watching and waiting and waiting and watching and watching, and you winning and winning, and then you got a couple of losses.
Yeah.
How much of a setback for you has that been, both professionally and personally, those losses?
At first, it hurt. It hurt. But at the end of the day, it's just a sport. And, the best fighters, the greatest fighters of all times had losses.
That's
Duran, Ali. I tell people this. I have 35 wins because I wasn't afraid to lose 37 times. You feel me? So I've never been afraid to lose. And those are two close fights that 50% of the people thought I won and 50% of the people thought I lost. So at the end of the day, it's just a loss on paper, and only the strong survive, and I'm still here.
Right, and your knockout game is strong still.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, physically, how those hands, how's that knockout feeling this go-round?
Oh, I feel good. I feel, I had a great camp. I did everything I was supposed to do, so I'm ready. I feel like the knockout should come under 12 rounds.
Now, some of the conversation that's going on around you right now, it seems, is like, what, in terms of cementing your legacy, what are the fights out there for you? Obviously, the fights that you lost were against great high-level fighters. And I totally agree with what you said. I think actually one of the flaws of boxing, UFC actually made me realize that there was something flawed about the way I saw boxing, which is that losing is so bad. It's always been that way. Right. And whereas in UFC, it took time to adjust watching MMA that you could see a great fighter who's lost 6 times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But in this case, you've had a great career. You really have taken on everyone who's come your way.
Yes, sir.
So who is out there? It's gotten tough to get fights together that people want to see. You have not that you want to look over Ivan this Saturday at Barclays Center, but who is out there that you think could really cement your legacy?
Like I said, we got to get this victory first on Saturday night because if this for any reason goes bad,
this is one you can't lose.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to go in there. We got to go in there and dominate him and get this victory, and then whoever. Manny Pacquiao, this is a good fight I want. Errol Spence is a fight I want, and I want the rematch with Thurman.
Yeah,
any of those fights. Yeah.
So Manny's interesting, right? I mean, a couple of years ago, I think that after the Sturm fight whichever fight it was a couple of years ago, we kind of thought this guy's not the same anymore.
Yeah, when he fought that guy in Australia, right?
Yeah. Oh, Jeff Horn.
Yeah, Jeff Horn, yeah.
Ever since that fight, it was on free TV. You're like, what's happening? And it was a really compelling fight. Now, his last couple of fights, Manny kind of looks like Manny again.
Yeah.
Like,
how old is he now?
40.
Yes.
But he's a champion.
Yeah.
So
you gotta go see him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's really become the name again that people are putting out there as a fight. I mean, so
he keeps saying he wants to fight me.
So would he be at the top of the list? That would be a fun fight.
Until I see the dotted line, the contract, I don't believe it.
Right.
Well, that's good promo. That sounds like good promo.
Yeah, he just throwing them names out there, and then
the word out there. Yeah, building the anticipation.
Exactly.
You think Floyd's gonna try to get another Manny fight?
It makes a lot of sense. Why not? You can come back and make $300 million. Both y'all in your 40s. Why not? I'll do it.
Yeah.
And did you see the other day the news that Conor McGregor said he was interested in Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, I saw that too.
I would think someone like you that has to be sort of annoying because like you should fight Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
But there are dummies out there. I mean, most of us were dumb to pay for it the first time.
Well, I mean, you got to understand entertainment. So sometimes people get caught up in entertainment and not the skill. I wish I would have knew this 10 years ago. It was more entertainment than skill. I always wanted to be the greatest.
Right.
I didn't know that you had to.
You could have taken improv classes instead.
Yeah, I know. I could have took acting classes and been booming out here. But I stood true to myself, and that's why I'm still here because I work hard and I'm dedicated to the sport of boxing, and everything else should just come with it. It's just extra.
Being a Philadelphia boxer too comes with some. Weight. Like you got
double Puerto Rican and Philadelphia.
Yeah, I got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean that part, but also too the expectation, and you're carrying a legacy of a city, and and people who are proud of you, and also have expectations of you. How do you manage that, and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel great. Like he said, I got the best of both worlds. I got the Puerto Rican history, like, you got the Trinidads, the Cottos, all the great fighters. Then you got the Philly fighters, Bernard Hopkins, Meldrick Tiller, Joe Frazier. So I always said I got the best of both worlds. I got the Philly street smarts, and then I got the Puerto Rican power. Mm-hmm. Come together perfectly.
What as a young man, you know, we see your dad. Your dad gets out here and mixes it up every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gets loose in the lips and Pops wants some action.
I mean, the promo around.
They took him out the press.
Pops like, yo, listen, fam. Let me get mine too.
They took him out. They took him out.
Yeah.
He not allowed to do it no more.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the limitation? What is he not allowed to do?
He's banned.
Is this as close as he can get? It's like 5 feet behind you.
Wait, Pops, step to the mic. I know it's not your interview, but real quick. Pops is here.
Birdman.
So wait, they don't allow you where?
Well, they ban like PBC. It's all about the fighters.
Got it.
To understand, they are the stars. So that's why you got to separate yourself as a trainer. I'm a trainer, but I'm also was Danny's Moscow.
That's right.
But Danny say, yo, Dad, you got to slow it down because these guys are coming ready.
Right. I said, you making them run an extra mile.
No, yeah.
Yeah, because now they mad at Pops and you.
The thing was, when it was with Thurman, because we got on him first on the press conference. Then when he got on, he said, Danny, I'm gonna F you up. And I said, you ain't doing shit, you bitch ass.
Right, because that's
then
your
they
son.
start
That's
calling me
still my
racist,
son.
huh?
Oh, you got caught with a bitch ass N-word. Yeah.
Yeah, so they call me racist.
Puerto Ricans, man.
The Puerto
Yeah, I know,
Ricans,
but I'm
hey,
from
you
the
been
hood,
hanging out
bro.
with the black dudes.
Listen, bro, listen. You see all my squad.
Yeah.
They black guys, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't mean that
Listen,
N-word.
I'm from North Philly, man.
Yeah, no.
I grind hard, man. Don't stop grinding DSG, baby.
Now, real quick, you talked about the Thurman thing, but what I have a lot of memories of, and Danny, you could take us through this. Your dad, but talking about you and your dad,
Yeah.
the Zab Judah lead up.
Oh, that was crazy.
I was worried the Barclays Center was going to close. I was worried that we weren't going to make it through the fight.
My man Zab pulled up on us. He was pulling up all over Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He was like, it's my town. I'm like,
How was that a crazy experience to lead up to that fight?
no, it was cool because I've been in street fights before. I've been in other people's neighborhoods, you feel me? And people chase me out. So I already been there before. But yeah, that was real. Ain't nothing about that was fake.
Yeah,
He had the Brooklyn goons pulling up on
But that
him.
had to be a very satisfying fight for
Huh?
you. That had to be a very satisfying fight for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just beating him in his hometown, that was it. What else
Zab
can you
Judah's
say?
about that entertainment, though.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I
did-
mean?
yeah, he
He's
did always
always
get
been
it.
about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
About
Zab-
turning it up and, the spectacle.
Yeah, he always he got that little attitude, you know what I'm saying? You
That
say
Brooklyn,
something
that
wrong.
Brooklyn thing.
Yeah. I seen him fighting in the club a few times. I was like, Zab crazy.
What are is there anything? I know this seems like a whatever question. We're so familiar here with the New York Puerto Rican experience.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Dad's got caught up in the N-word. The Philly Puerto Rican.
But what's the
saying,
Philly? Is the Philly Puerto Rican experience? Is there anything that defines it and makes it different, particularly than New York, or do you feel a kinship just all around?
I think it's pretty much the same. I would say it's probably I would say it's pretty much the same because I got friends out here. Is New York Ricans.
And you get a lot of love from Puerto Rican fans in New York as well.
Yeah, definitely. I get a lot of love from Puerto Rico too. A lot of people say you're not born in Puerto Rico or whatever, and they don't consider you a real Puerto Rican. But when I fought in Puerto Rico, it was sold out. I went there on vacation 2 times in the summertime, and the people in Puerto Rico love me. So I think they really starting to accept me, as a Puerto Rican.
We've seen over
moving forward. Speaking of Puerto Rico, right, with everything going on the island, and I think after the recovery gets a little bit, it would be great for you to bring that tourism and situation back to the island too, if you get the opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back.
And just have a big fight there, and kind of
for sure.
have
for
a
sure.
moment.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I remember the first time I fought there, they took 20% out my purse. I was like, damn, I might never fight here again. Because you got to pay. If you don't live there, you got to.
It's for the culture, man. You did
Yeah,
it for the
yeah.
culture.
So I was, I was like, I gave back to my people.
For the people.
So I'll do it again just to give
It's
back.
just for the
you feel me?
culture, man.
Yeah.
It's for the culture.
You over the last 12 months, we've seen a couple of circumstances where fighters have died in the ring, and there's a lot of conversation that gets had around being a brave fighter versus being a smart fighter, and sometimes those things don't always come together. How do you see that? Like it's such a when you're watching a fight, I'm sure you've been there as a spectator. You're watching a fight and you see someone no longer has a viable chance. I mean, yes, maybe a miracle knockout could win, but they're being dominated in every single way. For the sport to progress and kind of keep going, do we need to sort of institute something where those fights get called sooner? Because this can't happen anymore.
Yeah, I feel like they've been doing a better job of stopping fights. Like, you will never see probably a Mickey Warren a Gotti fight anymore. Like, the way they was just beating the hell out of each other for 10 rounds.
Or like Hagler Hearns back in the day.
Yeah, you'll probably never see that again. So, as soon as a fighter gets in trouble, the referee or the doctor usually stops it. So, I think they're doing a good job of protecting the fighters these days. And I think it's all about matchmaking. You know, you got to put your guy in there with an even matchup. If you put somebody in there who could, it has to be even 50-50. You can't put him in there with somebody who could kill him. So.
And also the refs have to. There's time and place for stoppages.
Yeah.
Like there was a great no stoppage in my opinion in a couple of fights ago for Fury. You remember when Fury had the huge cut and between every round they managed to keep it closed, it would get open again. But he was okay. He wasn't in danger of. He wasn't in danger of losing.
I mean, you could lose your sight though.
You could though.
You never know.
Kind of cut.
Something go back to your retina.
But isn't that high brow cut isn't necessarily in here, right?
Yeah,
it was ones that are in
you
here.
obviously got hit in your eye though. You had to get.
Even up here on the top,
but his was lower.
Oh, his was lower.
So if you get hit right here, that means you got hit in your eye. So your eye could be.
Right.
You just
so you have to be mindful there too.
Yeah. So I mean, everything's a factor.
How much do you think about like your health leading into a fight and when you're in the middle of a fight?
Like sometimes, like in between, I'll think about it. But when it's fight time, like it's time to go. It's time to die.
Because you can't. You can't.
You can't psych yourself out like, oh, I could die. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could walk out of here and get hit by a car. You feel me? So it's all about, as long as you in shape and you know what you're doing, then you should be all right.
What's the most hurt you've ever been during a fight?
I've been buzzed a few times, but I never been like out of it. I've been buzzed a few times.
So how would you describe what being buzzed feels like?
So I get hit, I'm over there, but my body's still over there. Like just picture you walking, and you feel like you're walking over there, but you're really over there.
Right, so you can see what's going on, but you're not really able to.
Yeah, it's like your soul's not in your body for like 2 seconds.
And it's that quick though? It's just a couple of seconds?
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 seconds. Yeah.
Who was it? Who hurt you?
I've been a few times. Who buzzed me? Zab buzzed me a little bit. The late Zab buzzed me. Matisse buzzed me. Who else buzzed me pretty good? And I would say Thurman buzzed me in the first round when he hit me with that right hand. But that's it.
Now, do you as in this sport, and I've heard this with other sports that are contact, right? Whether it's football, whether it's whatever, as a part of the training now is about also your mind and your sharpness, and making sure that. Just taking hits, man, can slow down your motor skills, slow down your ability to depth perception and other things like that. Do you do anything and work with your camp? Do you guys work on that, just that sharpness, or is that just all a part of all the hand-eye stuff you're doing?
We working hard. I've been reading. I think that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, keep my mind working, reading books, to be honest with you.
What have you been reading?
No, that's facts.
I've been reading. I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book.
Yeah.
I read like Warren Buffett books. And then I'm reading the book now. It's called The Millionaire Next Door.
Oh, you get to that money.
So you're trying to get this money right is what's going on.
I'm just trying to, you feel me?
Secure the future.
Yeah. You feel me? So that's
How old are you now?
31.
31.
Yeah.
So this is prime time.
Yeah, I'm prime time.
Prime time. So the next, 5, 6, 7 years, this is where you take it up a notch and start to dominate.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, strength-wise, right? You a lot of times you think you're strong when you're like 19, but then you come across somebody who's like 35, and you're like, yo, that's. Or you come across somebody 45, and you really feel that old man strength.
Yeah, because they got the experience and the physical
and
strength.
that muscle density
exactly. So it's kind of like a wizard. Like you fight a wizard. Like you young, you strong, but you fighting somebody who
like your dad can still crack you if you're not on your game. Like,
nah, he can't hurt me. I'm gonna whoop him now. I bring the belt out.
I think he might get you, son.
Those days are over.
Nah, because I could tell you would approach your dad and think he ain't got it anymore, and he's gonna catch you slipping.
Nah, he always told me if I hit him, he'll shoot me.
But then cut his hands off in his sleep.
Yeah.
Nah, you're not gonna fuck up the money, Dad.
Danny's a good.
Of course.
So,
but do you feel stronger than some of the young cats you're coming? Like, is your strength? Because I know that's
for sure. 21 is a strong age, because you got all that testosterone. But yeah, I definitely feel a lot physically stronger and mentally quicker.
Yeah,
I'm able to read them and figure them out quicker than when I was in my 20s. Because when you're in your 20s, you just feel like you can knock everybody out. Like you a hothead. You know what I'm saying? So in your 30s, you become more of a wizard. You can figure them out and then break them down and then knock them out.
Have you seen a fight recently, a favorite fight, or anybody that you have enjoyed watching, or
What, in boxing today?
Boxing, MMA, whatever.
Boxing, I'm a fan of boxing. I like watching Deontay Wilder.
So what are your thoughts on February 22nd, Wilder Fury 2?
I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think he should finish the show this time.
You think Wilder should?
Yeah.
Do you think Fury has the strength to truly hurt Wilder?
No, not the power. No, I think that's what makes it. I think that's why it's a great fight for Wilder, because Fury can make you look silly, but he can't hurt you. He'll make you miss all night.
So he could outpoint you.
He can outpoint you, but he ain't not gonna hurt you.
He's not gonna get you out of there.
Yeah, he's not gonna get you. Yeah, he's not gonna get you out of there.
So you like Wilder, and then are you excited still about the prospect of a Joshua Wilder fight, or to you is Fury Wilder the real championship fight?
I think the Fury Wilder fight is the harder fight for Wilder. I think Joshua. I think he probably finished Joshua off too.
That's the money. That's potentially
But that's
the money
big fight. That's the fight to me. I'm not a promoter, but
no. If I'm Deontay, I want
to happen.
You want to get Fury out of the way because he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And then you want to go get the Wembley Stadium fight and get that huge bag.
Yeah, that's $300 million, $200 million.
Yeah, like that could be the real. Even though I agree. It was actually Stephen A. who really made me realize that when he said it, that he was like, I kept asking him about Joshua, and Stephen A. was like, yo, why are you worried about Joshua? This is the fight. And it really is. These two are the best, too.
This is the harder fight. Yeah, for sure. Stylistically, this is probably,
And maybe I'm still holding Joshua to the standard from that loss to Ruiz a couple fights back, but that was a really disappointing loss. It's
Ruiz fought him on the undercard my last fight.
Really?
He was like the opener.
Wow. And then he turned around and he's heavyweight champion.
And then, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. He just fought him on the card. He fought him on the card, not even on TV. He fought like before the TV started.
Out there, but
And then he got to see. A lot of people don't know he was ready for that fight.
Yeah, he had just fought.
He just fought. So mentally,
was that the outdoor fight? Was that?
Yeah, that was
out.
Yeah. So mentally, he was already in fight mode. He was in shape. A lot of people, he looks fat. He looks this. I'm like, no,
but he was in fighting shape. Yeah.
This time he had a long gap in between.
Well, and he did the old Buster Douglas this time.
So his mentally he wasn't there like he was the first one.
Have you ever really slacked off after a big win and like really gained 15, 20 pounds and really chilled out, or have you been good about always staying on top of it?
No, I always gain weight.
How much will you gain? How much is typical? Because you're a smaller guy.
I probably go like 165. My weight class is 147.
And so you'll go up 20 pounds.
Yeah.
But that's not abnormal, is it?
No, that's about right.
For non-training shape.
That's about right.
But you've never had that time when you go up to like 185.
No, I never. Hell no. You're going to see I'm going to look fat out this shit. No. Can't be that fat.
Before we let you up out of here, because you got the big fight. It's on PBC Showtime.
Yeah.
Right? And that's
9
o'clock.
At the Barclays
this Saturday at the Barclay. I'm not sure if there's still tickets out there, but looking at Ivan, and how do you say his last name? Redkach?
Yeah.
And watching his tapes and seeing him fight, he's 29 fight, 23-4.
Yeah.
And 2. What do you see?
I see a tough guy who's hungry, who wants to win, and it's the opportunity of a lifetime for him. And I gotta go in there and just deny him.
Any I guess you don't want to talk about any adjustments that you made in your training, or?
Yeah, I'm running hills and eating rocks.
That's it.
Yeah, running hills and eating rocks. Putting that work in.
Yeah, it is.
But but you think about the pressure? Because he is not, I mean, listen, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Casual boxing fan, he's not a name that people know.
Right.
And if they saw the story, the headline that exists is Danny Garcia upset.
Yeah.
You beating him is what people expect to happen.
Exactly.
So does that pressure factor in? Like, you can't lose this fight. It changes your trajectory if you lose, no?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
you can't.
Remember,
you're not ranked.
January 25th, I was supposed to be fighting Errol Spence, but he got in a car accident.
Of course.
Right. And I already been off for 9 months. So for me to wait for him to get better, I've been out the ring for a year and something. I'm just wasting my time, wasting my prime years. So
when I was
the
looking
show
at
must
the
go
world
on.
rankings,
You
right? Got to hit
the show must go on.
The world rankings, nobody has you above 5th right now. So who's above you right now?
I think
we talked about Pacquiao.
I think Spence, Pacquiao, Thurman, and probably Crawford, right?
Yeah.
But those are
some good names, some damn respectable names to be in front of you.
But I've been number one for a long time.
Right.
At 2 different weight classes.
That's right.
So
and 1 championship.
they can have that spot for now when I come back and take it. So enjoy it.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, good luck this weekend.
Sometimes
man.
you gotta take 2 steps back to take one
That's
up.
right.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
Let them take all the pressure, and I'll be back to take it off them.
That's all politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop says it's all politics.
But these are good fighters, Pops. You got to agree. Those are good fighters.
I'm worried about millions.
Okay, that's true.
I ain't
Well,
worried about no thing.
yeah, he wants the cash.
Yo, Pop said, fuck
we
a
make the
rankings.
noise in the
Give us
ring.
the bag. Look, Pop's getting agitated. I brought up rankings. Pops got agitated. Look.
I gotta have fun. I'm getting old right here. I gotta have fun. So young fella gotta bring that paper.
Give it up, Danny
No
Garcia,
pressure,
man.
Good luck,
Yeah.
Danny.